How to manifest Mr. Right, or say Mrs. Right? That's the question which most of the youngsters are trying to find a solution to. When I talk about law of attraction and when I take workshops, some of them ask me that, can we manifest a person in our life? If you want a straight answer, then the straight answer is yes. See, we need to understand what is manifestation and who we are. As I have been talking in my previous videos, we are all not bodies which are experiencing emotions. We are emotional, spiritual beings who are experiencing this universe through a device called body. The body is a temporary being. When we end all sets of experiences which we want to experience in this timeline, we exit the body and we take over a next body. The consciousness doesn't die. We keep changing bodies. This has been told in a lot of scriptures. So nothing new which I'm telling. So coming back to the point, when we say manifestation, now when we manifest something, it is basically we are trying to experience something through an external source. For example, why do I want to have Mercedes? Say, example, I'm just taking an example of Mercedes just for an analogy. Not because I like Mercedes, but there are certain qualities of Mercedes. It may be the efficiency, the comfort, more so the social status, which I can enjoy driving a Mercedes, because otherwise a car is a car. And in a traffic jam, a Maruti or a Mercedes remains the same. So there are certain set of experiences which are attached to Mercedes, and I want to experience those experiences. So I dream, I work hard, I earn a lot of money to just get that Mercedes so that I can experience those experiences. So that's one side of manifestation. So I have manifested and the Mercedes comes into my life. Now the question here is, whatever I thought that I would be experiencing by driving that Mercedes was my concept, what I wanted. It was my belief system. It was my thought process. When I actually buy that Mercedes, then there are two outcomes. Number one, yes, it came up to my expectation. Whatever experiences I wanted to experience, I got it. So what will happen is, I will overlook the drawbacks of Mercedes. Why? Because I got what I wanted. But what if the picture I painted of Mercedes, the thought process, the experiences which I wanted to experience through that car wasn't as I expected? I'm not saying that Mercedes is bad. I'm saying the experience which I wanted to experience is not there in that car. But I have already bought that car. I have already manifested it. Now what I will do is, now my logical mind will start. See, my logical mind was supporting the idea to buy the Mercedes. Immediately my logical mind will try telling me what a big mistake you did. and I will now start finding faults. Oh, it's a very expensive car, expensive maintenance, this, that, blah, blah. It's, big, they have a big name, but they don't give good services. All that blah, 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 whatever I want to tell about, bad about Mercedes may or may not be right, but my logical mind is trying to convince me on that. What's my point? My point is, whenever we try to manifest anything in our life, we are actually manifesting the experiences as per our perspective. It's our perspective. Now, when we are talking about inanimate objects, we can wriggle out. I can sell the Mercedes off and say I made a bad decision. It's not going to emotionally affect me long, maybe financially affect me, but not emotionally affect me. So I won't be carrying this grudge, oh my God, I made a mistake of buying a Mercedes. But when we come to relationships, now in relationships, we are not buying or we are not manifesting inanimate objects. Like we have some manifestation, like universe has given us the power to manifest. The same power has been given to every human being. So now there are two aspects of manifestation. Number one, when we are trying to manifest a certain person in our life, we need to understand two things. Number one, we have created a perception in our mind that when that person comes into my life, everything will be set. He's so handsome, or she's so beautiful, he looks so caring, she looks so caring, she's a good cook, she's well settled, he's well settled, blah, blah, whatever experiences we need to experience, we are seeing in that person. And we want to have that person in our life. The other side of manifestation is that very person also has got certain perspectives about manifestation and certain expectations of experiences. Now, those experiences may match with you or may not match with you. Now, what is the third side of manifestation? The third side of manifestation is, out of the two, the person with the biggest manifestation belief, I'll not say power, power is there in everyone. The biggest belief will attract the other person into the life. It's simple that when we have a big magnet and a small magnet, both will attract each other, but the small magnet will be drawn towards the big magnet. So what happens? Obviously, yes, you'll need patience, and one day that person will come into your life. So your manifestation part is over. Now what starts is the experiential part. Now, again, as we go back to the Mercedes example, you may find him or her exactly as you wanted. At the same time, she or he might find you exactly as they wanted. So it's a perfect match. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way, but it's a perfect match and you are happily married or happily living together. Now, when I say manifestation, I'm not only talking about, say, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, anybody in your life, whether it's a friend or whether it is association, anyone. But what happens when either one of you or both of you actually, after experiencing them in your life, feel that they are not what the experiences with them are not what you wanted to experience. Now what happens is, which actually happens generally in this world, that you feel that the love has died. And suddenly what happens is, either you enter into a platonic relationship and you live a compromised life, which most of us are living. So we say that we need to compromise in relationships. The reason we say we need to compromise in relationships is because compromise is something. What's the definition of compromise? The definition of compromise is we are doing something which my heart doesn't accept, but we are doing it because of social, moral, emotional obligations. That's fine. That's fine. No one said that compromise is bad. Many a times now, since people have become more demanding, the word compromise has become very small and demanding has become more. And since now divorces are not a stigma anymore, people adrift or they enter into extramarital relationships trying to, why do people get into extramarital relationships? Because when they didn't experience the experience which they wanted with their partner, they're trying to experience the same experience with someone outside. So all in all, you did manifest the person you wanted in your life, but you did not manifest the experience which you wanted in life. Now, how to solve this equation? Number one, why not manifest the experience in your life and not the person? Instead of pinpointing the person which you want in life, why not write what is it that you want in your partner as qualities and try to manifest that irrespective of who comes in your life. वो कहते हैं ना उम्र की सीमा हो ना जन्म का हो बंधन, जब प्यार करे कोई तो देखे केवल मन. बट क्या रियली हम ऐसा करते हैं? Do we do it this way? Go through a matrimonial ad. You will find we want a man, good looking, 5'10", 4-figure salary, Brahmin caste, North Indian, speaking Hindi, blah 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 blah. Period. Nowhere it is written, he should love me. So you get that person, you manifest that person, love is not there. It's like Google. In Google, if you say, I want a restaurant near my house which should not be more than 100 meters, should be, serving Chinese. Chinese should not be very spicy, and they should deliver within 15 minutes, and it should be economical also. Google will find that restaurant for you, but it will take so much of time, and then if he doesn't find that restaurant, he'll say suggestions. If you narrow it down to just one thing, I need to eat good Chinese near my house, Google will find the nearest restaurant which gives you good Chinese. Period. And then you can ask them to deliver it to your home. Are you getting my point? So when we are actually looking for Mr. Right, pinpoint the emotions which you want, and the most important emotions. See, when somebody asks me that can I, manifest Mr. Right in my life, and I say, okay, write down, and when they give me a 40-point, conditions on a Mr. Right, the only answer which comes to me is, God has this person has not yet been born, but you manifest it, he'll be born maybe shortly, and then you'll have to wait for another 20 years for him to actually mature and become eligible for marriage. If you can do that, you will manifest it. Are you getting my point? So first thing first, if you want to really manifest the right person in your life, write down the most important emotions which you want to experience from that person, irrespective of anything caste, creed, religion, country. Just write down that most important emotion, and the most important emotion is the person who will love me unconditionally. And then write down the second thing, that I also would love him or her unconditionally. That's it, period. And start trying to manifest that person in your life, and be patient enough. One day that person will come in your life, and let me assure you, the day that person comes in your life will change 180 degrees. Trust me, I speak from my experiences. So, friends, be very specific about the emotions you want, not about the physical appearance or any physical criteria. You will always manifest the right people, the right things, the right experiences in your life. Because in the end, I will again say, we are all experiential, conscious beings who have come into this universe to experience certain things. Choose consciously, choose wisely. Happy manifestation. Thank you.